Okay, welcome, welcome back. Okay, today in the last class we discussed about cell structure and the differences between the animal cell and plant cell, and we also discussed difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay, and all the basic things of cells. Okay, today we will see what is a cell wall and what is the cell membrane, that is plasma membrane. See here, I told you the first thing, cell wall is present only in this point. You should remember, cell wall is present only in plant cell. Cell wall is only present in plant cell. This is the first important point you should remember. And the second thing is, the cell wall is dead one. It is not a living thing. Cell wall is dead one. Okay, it is not a living thing. Okay, and the third important point, cell wall is fully permeable. We'll see what does it mean fully permeable means. Then the fourth important point, if you see how this made up, cell wall is made up of, cell wall, see the structure of the cell, if you see the nature of the cell wall is very tough. Cell wall is rigid in nature. Rigid means tough, rigid in nature. And fifth point I would like to say about cell wall, cell wall is made up of a strong thing made up of cellulose. Cellulose. Okay. So guys, you can able to differentiate whenever you touch the stem or the parts of the plants. So the outer part of the plant, actually, which is made up of epidermal tissue. So in the epidermal tissue, you are going to have these all of the cells and everywhere. Okay, so you will be able to identify this difference, and you can be able to feel it very easily whenever you touch the surface, outer surface of the plant. So it is very tough in nature. Okay, and because of the tough nature, the plant is erecting and on the in the environment, it is on the earth. Why it is erecting and stand? Usually plants used to grow taller, right? They are growing against the gravity, so they have got this potentiality because of the cell wall to provide the strength to face the external environment. God has given this special structure for the animals, plant cells only. Okay, and animals, we can move from one place to another place, so that if there is any animal, if there is any problem, if there is any variation in the environment, we can switch that location to another location. Why? Because we can move from one place to another place. But plants will not move from one place to another place. Anything can happen in the environment. Plant has to stay in its position only. So to protect itself, plants have got this. Okay, the God has given the special structure. So the outer part of the cell wall is called as the outer part of the plant cell is called as cell wall. See, so this green like structures you can able to see here. Let me take a different color here. Okay, see here, you can find here a green strip. This one, you're able to see this green like structure what we have. This one Here also you have green like structure. See this green like structure, only this much we have. Yes, see this green like structure, outside one. See here this green like structure. This is your cell wall. Okay, after the cell wall, here we have cell membrane. See this structure, which is in a different color. See, I don't know the name of this color. So this is your plasma membrane, or you can say cell membrane. Plasma membrane, or you can also say cell membrane. See here that stem image of the cell wall and structure in the plant roots here. See, you can find here. This here what we have, this outer layer what we have, this black color layer is a cell wall, and here a white layer you can find, right? This is a microscopical view. So this here what we have, that is your plasma membrane. Here this white inside layer you are seeing, right? This is your plasma membrane, and this layer what we are seeing, it is your cell wall. Here this is the cell wall, and here we have a two cells. In between the two cells you have that. This is cell wall. Inside the cell wall you have plasma membrane. This is the outer inside cover. So because of the rigid nature of the cell wall, because of the rigid nature, here I told you, so cell wall is rigid in nature. Because of the rigid nature of the cell wall, plants outer surface got a tough structure, tough structure. But if you touch your skin, how do you feel it? Will you be able to, are these two things are same? Okay, so if you touch your skin, you can pinch your skin, right? You can pinch your skin. Is it possible to pinch the outer surface of the plant? It is not possible. Why? Because plant cells have this special structure called as plasma, this cell wall. See, and you can, here you can also see these dots, hole like structures you are able to see, right? So this hole like structure is there to establish communication between the outer environment and the cell. Okay, through the hole, these holes, there is a movement of carbon dioxide, oxygen, and micronutrients. Micronutrients will take place from one cell to another cell and cell to its outer environment also. Suppose here we have a plant cell, let's say. So to convert energy, to produce energy, so mitochondria has to work, right? So actually mitochondria is present inside the cell. Mitochondria is present inside the cell, and mitochondria is the one which is going to produce energy. So that's why we call mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell. Let's say it is the one which produces ATP. So if this mitochondria wants to produce this energy, so what happens in the mitochondria? Actually burning of the glucose molecule C6H12O6. This is the respiration process. So it takes place. So if this glucose, actually it is this is a food manufactured by the plant. So this food has it is a micronutrient. It has to, if suppose here we have a food material, see it is the C6H12O6 here we have. So if this cell want to produce this energy, it has to burn this. It has to burn this C6H12O6 in presence of oxygen. So this has to enter into the cell, because the burning process, the division of food, the C6H12O6 and producing energy takes place in the mitochondria. So this food material has to enter this, right? So how it will enter? See, I told you, right? There is outside we have cell wall. So this the movement of these kind of foods, and let's say water, movement of carbon dioxide, okay, or if suppose we have a lot of amount of water get accumulated inside the cell, so cell has to remove that water, right? How it will remove? Coming out of the water, how it will comes out? So and you already know plants will exhale out oxygen. How that oxygen will the production of oxygen will takes place inside the cell, how it will come out? So this movement of gases and water molecules in the plant cell takes place through this small hole like structures which are present between plasma membrane and the cell wall. It is called as plasmodesmata. It is called as plasmodesmata. It is tube like structure like this. It's a pipe. So we have added pipe here so that things will move from here to here. Things will move from outside to outside environment. Suppose here I have an oxygen molecule, it will enter here and it will comes out here, and it will goes to the respected cell organelles. I hope you understood this. Plasmodesmata is just a pipe like structure, so embedded in the cell wall, and see here you can find cell here, cell wall and the plasma membrane. Through the plasmodesmata, the movement of these things will take place. And here I told you, right, cell wall is fully permeable. Cell wall is fully permeable. Where here I wrote that cell wall is fully permeable. Let me change the color of this. Sorry. This one's here. Here one point I told you, cell wall is fully permeable. Means what? Here you now you have got some idea. I told you that through the plasmodesmata there is a movement of oxygen, movement of water molecules are taking place. Suppose here we have a cell. This is our plant cell. Here we have a cell wall, which is cell wall around it, and this is our plasma membrane. So between these we have a tube like structures. Let's say this plasmodesmata. So here what happens, cell wall is if this oxygen wants to enter into this cell, it has to pass the cell wall. It has two gates here. First gate is a cell wall gate. Once it passes the cell wall layer, then it has to pass plasma membrane layer. Yes guys, it has to pass these two layers. Two layers which has got. So in between hole we have any hole, but this movement of oxygen is not allowed as easy, okay, but it has to cross these two walls, right, these two layers. So here first layer is cell wall. First layer what we see here, this one is your cell wall, and here anything can pass this. So it is just like a house, a gate without a gatekeeper. Let's, so suppose if you have a house here, and you have made a compound, very big compound, and then you have made a gate here, and but you forgot to appoint a person. It is a gate without a compound, gate without a person. So now if there is no person, if there is no watchman in the gate, what happens? Anybody can enter. Anybody can enter. So that is what fully permeable, because there is no restriction on the movement of anything. Fully permeable means no restriction on the movement of, there is no restriction in the movement through it. So cell wall doesn't restrict anything to move through it. it allows everything to, suppose this is cell wall, it allows everything to move through it, everything to pass through it. It may be oxygen, it may be a water molecule, it may be a carbon dioxide, it may be any micronutrients, let's say C6 H12O6, C6 H12O6, it may be anything. It will not restrict anything, and it allows, it has given complete permission to pass through it. This is a kind of wall. So this wall doesn't allow, it's just there for protection. What is its function of cell wall? Its function is to just to give a protection, just to give protection to the plant. It is a dead one, nothing is there here, so there is no chemical reactions, there is nothing is going to take place here. It's just a dead layer which is there for giving protection to the plant, and that's why I say it is a fully permeable. Why? Because it is a dead one, anything can pass, everything will move through it, everything will pass this. So that's why we call it as a fully permeable. But once the things are passes, once the things are crosses this cell wall, again if they want to enter into cell, they have to cross, those things has to cross the plasma membrane. Immediately after, what we have, see here, you can find this plasma membrane, right? This plasma membrane is not fully permeable. This is a gate with the watchman. It is a gate with watchman. It's like a gate with watchman. It will not allow everybody to enter in. It will check the person. If the person has that authority to enter, then only it will allow it to enter. Otherwise, it will not allow it to enter. Okay, it will not allow everybody to enter into. It is a selected. Okay, we call the plasma membrane is a selectively permeable. Why? Because it will not allow everybody to enter. It only allow selected things to pass through it. But whereas this cell wall allows everybody to move through it, whereas plasma membrane, here what we have, it filter the things here. It will not allow everybody to pass through it. Okay, and it will not allow everybody to go out of it also. So because it is selectively permeable, it gives a permission for selected things to pass through it. Okay, because of that only the poison things are different, some different harmful things will not enter into cell wall. So urea, those things. Next, I hope you understood cell wall. Okay, let's see how our plasma membrane looks like. This is how our plasma membrane looks. So this is the structure of the plasma membrane. See here, our structure of the plasma membrane is actually made up of lipids and proteins. Plasma membrane, I told you, right, the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Okay, in the same manner, cell membrane, what we have, plasma membrane, it is made up of lipids and proteins. Lipids and proteins. These are the two important constituents which made this beautiful structure, plasma membrane, selectively. Here this is your protein molecule, and this layer what we have, right, this first layer. Here you can find this kind of structure, a ball with a tail. See here, ball with a tail, ball with the tail, ball with tail here. So arrangements of ball with tails here. These are the balls and they have produced their tails. Okay, so this is called a lipid. These are the layers of arrangement of lipids. So this is your lipid. See here, this is your lipid, and the structure what we have embedded here, right? So here green like structure, it is one kind of protein where we have embedded. This is one kind of protein. There are different types of proteins we have. Proteins. So that what happened here, cell membrane, I can say. So here you can see this is a one layer of lipid. This is one layer of lipid. See, from here to here, this is one layer, and from here to here there is another layer. Here we have from here to here one layer, from here to here, second layer. So that you can say plasma membrane is made up of two lipid layers, and we have embedded protein molecules in these lipid layers. We embedded protein molecules in the lipids. So because of this, because of the plasma membrane is made up of two lipid layers, the structure of the plasma membrane has got a name called as the structure. Because of having two lipid layers, this structure is also called as bilayer structure. Why? Bi means what? Two. Here we have two layers of lipids. In the two layers of the lipids, we have embedded protein molecules. See, I hope you guys see here, this is also protein, one kind of protein we have inserted inside them. So because of that, because of having two layers of lipids, so we call this as a bilayer structure. So our plasma membrane has bilayer structure. Okay, I hope you understood. Let's see the important things here. So first we have to see what is this lipid. So we have two types of lipids, polar and non-polar. Okay, 1 minute guys. Actually, I told you guys this is lipid. Sorry. So this is how our lipid looks like. So but you should know what is this lipid. Lipid is an organic compound. Lipid is an organic compound which is not going to dissolve, which is not going to dissolve in water, It is insoluble in water, going to dissolve in water, or you can also say lipids are the organic compounds insolvent in water. Insoluble in water. Lipids are the organic compounds which are soluble in water, because they are not going to dissolve in water. If this is the normal basic definition, normal English. Okay, so lipids are organic compounds. Organic compound, you know, this is the chain of carbon and hydrogens. Okay, like that. Lipids are the you will see that structure in your higher classes. Lipids are the organic compounds which are insoluble in water, and we have two types of lipids: polar lipids and non-polar lipids. See here, polar lipids are those lipids which are hydrophobic in nature. Hydrophobic. See, phobia means what? Fear. Phobia means fear. It is kind of fear disease. So you might have seen the people who are saying, I have high phobia, I have water phobia, I have fire phobia, like that. Okay, phobia is nothing but a fear kind of disease. It's a fear, you can usually say. So polars have a fear of water. See here. So these polar lipids, what we have, they have a fear of water. Hydro means what? Water, usually. So these polar lipids, they have a fear of water. That means if they find a water, they used to go away from it. Suppose here I have a polar molecules, polar lipids here. Suppose if I put a drop of water, what happens here? If I put a drop of water here, then these polar molecules will start going away from it. Suppose this is the drop of water I am putting here. The polar molecules, as you put, the polar molecules will go out of this, because they have a phobia of water. They don't love water. Whenever they find water, they used to go away from the water. See, they are going, all of these lipids are going out of the water. So if this is a water molecule, so all of these lipids, once they were condensed here, once you put a drop of water here, they will start moving away from the water. See, all of these are moving away from the water. Why? Because they have a water phobia. That's why we called polar molecules are hydrophobic in nature. These are hydrophobic lipids. And here we have non-polar molecules. These guys, these kind of lipids are hydrophilic in nature. Hydrophilic in nature. Hydrophilic in nature. So I hope you guys can catch this thing. Hydro means water and philic means love. Here these non-polar things, they love water actually. They love water. So suppose if you have a hydrophilic lipids like this, here and here, here suppose if I put water here, what happens? This will start coming towards water because they love water. Here, what is the structure? Whatever the structure we have right here, this is the lipid structure. Here, this ball-like structure is my hydrophobic lipid. This is hydrophobic lipid. And this tail-like structure we have right, this is my hydrophilic lipid. Hydrophilic lipid end. Here, hence our plasma membrane is made up of a lipid which is having both the ends. Hydrophobic end here, this is hydrophobic end. And this is hydrophilic end. So here these kind of lipids, the lipid which has both the ends, lipid which has both hydrophobic and hydrophilic ends are called as amphipathic lipid. Amphipathic lipid. Amphipathic lipid. So I hope you got a clear idea about our plasma membrane is made up of, our cell membrane or plasma membrane is made up of amphipathic lipid. Amphipathic lipid will have both the ends, and amphipathic lipid looks like this. This is hydrophilic end and this is hydrophobic end. I hope you guys got clear idea about this lipid. Lipid is an organic compound which is insoluble in water, and there are two types of lipids, polar and non-polar. Polar lipids are those polar lipids which have a water phobia. That's those are called as hydrophobic lipids. And the non-polar are those lipids, they are water lovers. So we can call them as a hydrophilic lipids. Here polar molecules are water haters. We can simply say in a normal word, polar lipids are water haters, and non-polar lipids are water lovers. And our plasma membrane is having both the structures. See here, you can find here, this is my hydrophobic end and this is my hydrophilic end. See here, this is water lover end, hydrophilic end. Okay, let me remove this now. I hope you understood this. Okay, now you can find here, this is our amphipathic lipid, phobic, and this is philic end. See here, this is your philic end, means hydrophilic end, that is lower end, and this is your phobic end. Okay, in between these two layers, here this is one layer of lipid, This is second layer of lipid. In between these two layers we have embedded protein molecules. Now I hope you understood the structure of this plasma membrane. Now let's see how to draw this. Here only I will show you guys. Simple. If you want to draw this, let's take a shape like this. So 1 minute. Okay, let's draw this. Let's take a rectangle like this here, and let's arrange hydrophobic ends, ball like structures here. This is first layer. Ball like structures are filled here, and you just produce them. This is only one end, right? Let's draw the second end also. Here they have second end, that is hydrophilic end. Okay, then you take one more shape here, rectangle shape you can take up here. Then you fill this with the with the hydrophobic ends. Here this is hydrophobic ends, and this is the second layer of lipid. Okay, then you draw hydrophilic end of those lipids. Let me draw with this. Yes, this will have hydrophilic end like this. These ends are clearly visible here, and these things are going to visible clearly here. Okay, now we have drawn both the lipid layers. Now you just embed the protein molecules here. Sorry. Just embed the protein molecules like this. This is one protein molecule. Here you can embed one more protein molecule. Let's embed one protein molecule here, like this. Like this you can show here, and like this you can show. This is how we embed it. Okay, this is how we have to draw the structure of a plasma membrane. Now you can just mark them, label them. This is protein molecule, and this is hydrophobic end, and this is the middle layer what we have here. Here this is philic end. Okay, I hope you understood, guys. Okay, difference between cell wall and plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, or you can also call this as a cell membrane. Okay, first thing here, first important thing, cell wall is dead one. cell wall is dead one. And here plasma membrane is living one. So living one. And the second thing, cell wall is rigid in nature. It is very rigid, tough nature. And C, the plasma membrane is very smooth in nature. It's very smooth. Third one, cell wall is made up of cellulose, and plasma membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. Okay, next, cell wall is fully permeable. I told you already. Cell wall is fully permeable because it has given permission, so it will not restrict anything to pass through it. It will allow everything to pass through it. That's why it is called as fully permeable. Okay, there is no restriction on the movement of things through the cell wall. It allows everybody to pass through it. Whereas plasma membrane is selectively permeable. I hope you understood this. Then cell wall is present only in plant cell. And here you can say cell wall present only in plant cell, plasma membrane present in both the cells, both animal and plant cell. Here you can also see in plant cell we can find plasmodesmata, that is not present in animal cell. I hope you understood all these things. Okay, let's wind up the class today. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel Vedas Point and share the video with your friends also. Thank you guys. You send me the photos of